When you're first diagnosed, you may have trouble believing or even accepting that you have cancer. This is called denial, and it can be a serious problem if it goes on for too long. Why? Because it'll prevent you from getting the treatment you need.
You should not mention my name with the word cancer. The two are not. I said, well, acceptance is where you start first. Once you accept that you have a problem, that's when now we start looking at ways of treating you, and your body has accepted that there's a problem. So psychologically, your body will start working towards the healing, as the doctors do what they can.
The first step of treatment was surgery, and the surgeon was ready to perform the procedure the following day.
So we went to see him on a Thursday, and he looked at the notes that Dr. Musa had made and all that, and said, well, I can do this tomorrow morning if you guys feel like. I said, yeah, that will be fine. I think it's good to get it out. So he said, okay, do you have any issues? And I said, well, I'm diabetic and I'm hypertensive, and my doctor is Dr. Wanyike. So I called Dr. Wanyike and said, doctors are interesting, I think, because he told Dr. Wanyike, we were just sitting there, he told Dr. Wanyike, there is this patient of yours who I want to cut up tomorrow. So I wanted to confirm if it is okay.
Richard was fit for surgery and was admitted at the Nairobi hospital. The preps for his next surgery were put into first gear.
I was in a general ward because the main private ward was full. And I insisted that, my cover is for a private ward, so I must get a private room. And the only room which was available was in the women's ward. So, of course, the matron said, would you be comfortable, in the women's ward? I said, but I live with women in the house, What's the issue? So I was taken to St. Edward. It's called St. Edward's or something like that, where in the morning I had to be given a specific time to use the bathroom. So all the ladies are told to, this 20 minutes is for, you stay in your rooms, you don't come out.
As the sun came up the following day, Richard was wheeled into the theatre, where he hoped that come sundown, he would be as good as new.
I was wheeled to the theatre in the morning, about 10 in the morning, and I met these two fellows. Originally I come from Makueni, but I moved to Yatta, to Machakos. So the two nurses, one was from Makueni and one was from Machakos, Yatta, near my place. So I was like, you guys are the ones who have been sent to send me off into the other world, my guys. And just before we left, I blacked out. So I actually didn't quite get to enjoy that joke which I cracked at that point. Next thing, I woke up, it was night. And I was constrained by a lot of things. I could not move, nicely. So one of the things I noticed was I had this now at night, I'm back in the ward, of course. I had very tight socks, they were stockings, so they were really uncomfortable. So I decided to remove them. And it was such a difficult task that by the time I finished, I actually managed to remove them. By the time I finished, the nurse had a commotion and came and put on the light and said, you can't remove those. I said, why not? He said, because they are to protect you from getting clots. Yeah, after the operation, you might get some clots. So I also had a catheter. A catheter is very degrading, I think. So I told him, okay, I'll accept you to put them back if you remove the catheter. So we traded off.
Richard's family was worried. The surgery took longer than they expected. It was a long night for the family.
My family now came on the Saturday morning, normal visiting hours, and they explained how they were worried. They had been told I would come out of theatre at 4, so to come at that time. They stayed at the hospital until 6. They are told the guy is still in theatre, so they start wondering, what has the doctor found again, which has delayed, their stay. So I'm sure in this house people didn't sleep very well that night.
It was a smiling Richard that the family found in hospital after the surgery. Will the surgeon's report keep Richard smiling?
So they came the following day, they found me there. I was a happy guy, smiling and everything. And the doctor was very happy with what he had done because he came in when they were there. And he said, that thing was so neat. He thinks that that's one of his best operations, blah, blah, blah. That kind of story.